Hello there, everyone. So as you guys know, one of my most well-watched videos, most popular videos, I should say, is of God Slap, the episode where I reviewed and discussed the first volume of the God Slap comic book created by, of course, Moist Critical and his whole gang. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I still have it. It's one of my highly praised comics. I actually got the posters up recently. Now they're nicely put on my wall around my office area. But I want to look at another comic book because, unknown to me, there is a plethora of comic books and graphic novels around influencers and YouTubers. So you might be asking, Pat, what did you look like? Which YouTuber did you look at today? Did you look at the Ninja comic? Did you look at the Allier comic? Did you look at How to Basic? No, there isn't a How to Basic one. But what I decided to look at today was something I didn't even know existed, which is really weird because it has one of the mainstays of our channel in it, Batman. I present you Batman and Faze Clan issue 1. This isn't a joke. Batman x Faze Clan issue 1 is the only issue which is kind of like putting first at the beginning of a movie, even though there's not going to be a movie after it, you know, like I can't come up with an example, but I'll show it up there. Apparently the writer behind this book is by a person by the name of Josh Trujillo. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. I looked him up. He has done a plethora of work, especially towards like LGBTQ plus books and talking about those sort of issues in comics, which I'm saying this right now. When I talk about this book, I am not giving any hardships to any of the people who wrote this book, because how the fuck are you supposed to create an actual narrative story involving Batman and Faze Clan with no joke, the word sheesh being said in one of the first few pages? How the fuck do you do that? Anyway, the overall story of this is Edward Nigma, aka the Riddler, makes something called the Nigma box, which, great name. Not gonna lie. Once again, I'm not trying to tear it to the writers. It's just, why do they always have, I know it's like Xbox, but this is a VR machine that, you know, traps people in, you know, virtual reality, which, dear God, that has been done to death. What was that? Spy Kids or something like that? I know there was like some very crappy movie that did it. And I think there was another one, I don't know, probably involving Ninja that did this. Okay, so I just looked it up and they have very similar plots, except Ninja has more of the battle royale kind of thing to it. And they never explain what the actual game is with the Nigma box here. I'm assuming it's just because it's okay. I'll get into it later. Once again, Nigma creates this VR machine and Batman and Robin can't figure out how to beat it. So they decide, and Robin is the one who says this, that they should invite Faze Clan to help them stop this because it's a quote gamer issue. I'm sorry, this is amazing. So in the next panel, we get to meet, you know, we go to Hollywood, Faze Clan HQ, which, do they live in Hollywood? I don't know. Anyway, and they mention this, they need Batman, I'm gonna read this out quote for quote, I swear to God, I'm gonna read this. Batman, I know you're the greatest detective, but for this, we'll need the world's greatest gamers. I'm sorry, that's the funniest fucking thing to me, I don't know why. Anyway, the next issue we get to meet, I don't know any of the fucking Faze Clan members besides Faze Rug, just cause dumb. We get to meet Faze Apex, Faze Banks, Faze Rain, and then Faze Temperer. I guess that's how you say it. And Rain is the one that gives us the infamous sheesh line. And this whole entire thing is weird. It's just dumb. So Batman is attempting to shut down Riddler's whole entire system because this whole entire thing is he gets people to wear it and then they never leave the VR space, probably because mind control. So they need them to go inside the game to defeat it, which is just, it's streaming Ready Player One for some reason. I don't know why. I've seen the movie, never read the book. It's on my list. I need to read it. We get introduced to Oracle, which, you know, is Batgirl and all that stuff, but, you know. And then we get introduced to all of the other Bat people, including Batwoman, Nightwing, Robin, and Batwing, which is weird. Why didn't they do Red Hood? Which Robin is this? Are you telling me this happens? Oh, dear God. So Damian Wayne doesn't exist in this universe, and this is, I can't tell if this is Jason Todd Robin or this is Tim Drake Robin. I think it's supposed to be Jason Todd Robin, but that means Jason Todd is canonically, quote unquote, the biggest fan of Faze, which, okay then. So they get into the game, and more or less, this is kind of a, you know, bunch of mini bosses and then a final boss where they have to defeat every boss and collect a quote unquote token. And let me just run through the bosses real quick. You got Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, and Joker. And those are the mini bosses, and Riddler is the final boss. They all get like superpowers randomly, for some reason. I can't tell why. They all turn to like, one of them is a healer, the other one's a tank, one of them's Archer, one of them's a mage, which, okay, cool. So basically they team up with Batman and the gang and they stop all of the villains and all that junk, except there's barely even, once again, there's barely even a plot to this, is because they defeat Two-Face in literally, I think, 2 panels by Robin taking one of the supposed bombs that, you know, it's like which one's the real bomb. He takes the real bomb, and then I think he chucks it at Two-Face, which makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. So then they collect a token, which is Two-Face's coin. They defeat Joker. They get a playing card. They get Scarecrow. They get like a plushie of Scarecrow for some fucking reason, which is just like, now I want a tiny plushie of Scarecrow. And weirdly enough, the token that they get from Mr. Freeze, which there's a lot of cringy lines with them beating up the supervillains, but I'm not gonna read them out, is they get his Nora Fryce, except she's butt-ass naked inside of a snow globe. I thought this was meant for children. Because they can't market this towards adults. No adult's gonna buy this, except I bought this, but I'm not an adult yet, so fuck off. Anyway, so they defeat all of them, and I know I wasn't gonna mention any of the cringe, but literally on one of the pages, Faze Rain asks Oracle if he can clip that after he does a trick shot that shoots Scarecrow right in the face. So, you know, they do all this. They introduce like 2 other people that I don't even know, Adapt, and then another person who's blonde, which I thought they were just gonna get like, what's his name, Lachlan. I thought they were gonna get Lachlan here for some reason, and then I would have had some respect. So then they encounter Riddler, and then he takes away their powers. And then it turns, no joke, the ending of this book is just like team friendship and all that junk, where they get a bunch of people in the game who apparently loves Faze Clan. They all get a bunch of bat claws, like it looks like it's from the 60s show, and they all just like, you know, like how in Jack and the Beanstalk, they like tie down and bring down the giant. They do that basically with Riddler because he's apparently the size of like 3 buildings. So they stop Riddler, they cause the whole entire thing to get shut down, and then Batman, no joke, is implied that he plays like online, which I don't know what Faze plays nowadays. I'm assuming that some of them are still on the Fortnite thing, or they're like playing Valorant or some shit. But anyway, it's implied that Batman is playing it now and he's addicted. And the book ends with all of them gather around eating pizza, the Faze Clan. They go and check their computer and they find out they get a friend request from Dark Knight 27. And I think it was my favorite part because it's implied that a lot of people just have the Dark Knight as their name. They could have done something cool with 27. I don't know if that's supposed to be a reference to anything, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So if you couldn't tell, this book is basically a gigantic ad for Faze Clan, where it's more or less all the characters like sucking up to them. How multiple of the Batman characters, including Robin, are just like, oh, you guys are so awesome. You know, it's more or less, the greatest example I can give this is just Space Jam. You know, like in Space Jam, the original one, they were making fun of like Michael Jordan and all that stuff. That's the whole entire thing. And then in Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, how everyone was basically sucking him off, more metaphorically, of course. That's what I can talk about this book. This book is just Space Jam, but Fortnite. And hell, this is even less of an ad than the actual Batman Fortnite comic that I wrote. At least then, it had a goddamn story that was somewhat like cohesive. I know they're trying to market this for kids. It's obvious. They're marketing this for kids. You know, you get Faze Banks and all that stuff. But it's just very weird to me. Why do Batman? Why not just do what they did with the Ninja comic book, which I haven't read, but I've seen Pyrosyndica's videos on it. I maybe I'll read it one day. I don't give a shit. Why don't they just do that? They actually make a cohesive story with it. They can all be superheroes and all that junk, I guess, if you wanted to. But why just slap Batman on it? It doesn't make any sense. Actually, I do realize why it is. So that way they have, for some reason, for people to buy it that aren't into Faze Clan. They put Batman. I mean, that's literally what they did to me. I don't know any of these people besides Faze Rug. And Faze Banks, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this book is very bad. I don't hate any of the people behind it because I would dread to write a comic book about Faze Clan and Batman fighting Riddler in a Nigma box. Also, this is just very weird because I'm guessing it's a standalone story, but why didn't they just have like all the current members there of, you know, Batman's family? That would have been cooler. Like if you want to do the whole entire trick shot thing, you could have done it where Red Hood and Faze Rain were just doing trick shots. That would have been, it would have been horrible for the Red Hood character, but at least I would have found it funny. You know, you had other potential here. You didn't have to do it where all of it, you could have set up more. It doesn't make any sense. It's like they had to do this last second. Also, the advertising for this book is just abysmal. I didn't even hear about it. I didn't see a single person talking about it. I haven't heard anyone talk about it at all on the internet, like besides a few videos, and that's it. And also, this was apparently a DC fandom 2021, which I was there. Like, I watched it. I didn't hear jack about this. You know what I heard about? The DC Pets movie and Gotham Knights and all that junk. That's all I heard. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Make sure not to die. I have more stuff coming in on the way. It's just I really want to read this because, dear God, this was horrible.